Welcome everyone. So this video is for anyone with alopecia, hair loss, or just wanting to learn how to do a quick weave. So what I'm using here is Ampro Pro Style Gel. So you want to apply just a thin layer first across the area with alopecia or where you want to do the quick weave. As you can see here, my client has alopecia all in the front. So I'm just covering the whole front area with the gel. And again, I'm going to apply a very thin layer. You don't have to put too much. So when you're done applying the first layer of gel, you just want to use your wrapping paper and put it on very tight and neatly. I'm starting off with 2 to make sure the whole area is covered. And you guys always use the black wrapping paper, it holds better. Okay, once you put your wrapping paper, then you want to go in again with another layer of gel. Again, remember to apply a thin layer of gel. Do not apply a thick coat. It's just a thin layer. Make sure it's evenly laid out. You want to make sure that the entire area is covered. And you guys, I'm going to show you the entire process in this video. I will not leave you hanging. I'm making sure I'm not covering her ears. You don't want to do that. Don't cover the ears. Go around the ears. So I'm just going to put on one more wrapping paper just to ensure that everything is sitting well and nothing moves. I'm placing it right in the middle. It's going to help with security. Again, you want to make sure it's evenly placed. There's no wrinkles. It's nice and neat. And I'm going to go in again with another layer of gel. Again, I'm going to evenly place it on. I'm not going to use a thick layer. You guys, the gel is what helps keep the paper in place. Okay, so you have to put gel on top to keep the paper secured. When it's done drying, you want to make sure it's completely dry and there's no wet spots. This will take her about 1 hour to dry. So when I'm completely finished with the gel, I cut the excess paper on the sides off. I put leave-in conditioner on the back of her hair and I place her under the dryer. So as you can see, she's done drying here and I'm braiding her hair in a circular pattern. Once I'm done braiding, I just take a needle and thread and tack down the excess hair that's hanging. Okay, once I'm done with that, I take my net and I sew it down. Now you guys, a net is very important in a sew-in, especially if your client has thin hair. It releases stress and tension on your hair and the braids. And it also helps you fill in thin spots where there's no braid. You can actually sew onto the net versus sewing onto the braid. The net can withstand sewed in hair. So don't be scared if you have no hair under and you just sew on to the net. It's okay. So I'm just securing the net around. You want to make sure it's sewed down very well. So I'm going all around and sewing it down. Okay, I'm securing the thread right here. So So I'm done sewing down the net, as you can see. So right here, I'm just gluing a little bit of the net onto the paper. So at the end, when I put my closure on, I have something to sew it down, to have an extra tack versus just the glue. We will get there. So I'm just drying it. Okay, I'm gonna go around and cut the extra net off. So I'm getting ready to sew the hair in now. This is the kind of hair that she likes. So as you can see, each pack comes with 3 different colors. I just go in row by row with each different color to blend all the colors in. Of course, you always want to start sewing in the back. All right, you guys, so I already sewed halfway up the head. So what I'm about to start doing is gluing the front. So I make sure that every track that I'm gluing down, I also sew it so it can be secure. So from here on out, I'm going to keep going around the head. I'm going to sew the back and then I'm going to glue the front while alternating the colors. So as I sew the hair down, I like to knot the thread because it's all about security. I don't like the hair to loosen up or the braids or the sew, the thread, nothing. I like it to be in there nice, tight, and neatly and secured. This does take a lot of patience to do, but when you like what you're doing, it's always fun. So I'm just going to keep going around her head in a circular motion. Now I'm going around in a circular pattern for this particular style because this is how she likes her hair styled, in a bushy style. So as I continue to go around, I just want to make sure that the front is even with the back. And what I mean by that is I started gluing the front midway because I wouldn't want the hair from the back to connect with the front. But as I glue the tracks in the front, I glue them closely so the front is as equally heavy as the back of the head. Also, when it's time to put the closure on, you don't want the closure to be too far to the front or too far back. You want it to be directly on top in the middle. That's where it's least visible. So as you can see, this is turning out to be well balanced as far as the heaviness and the color blending. So like I previously said, I make sure that every track that I glue, I sew it down to give it extra security. And you guys, there's so many ways to do this. This is just one way that I do this because of the way she likes to style her hair and because of the alopecia in the front. So right here, we went through our first pack of hair. We do use 2 packs of hair. People watch me in amusement sometimes. So I will show you guys how I make the closure and how I place it as well. We are almost there, you guys. It's almost time for the closure. All right, so it's about time to put the closure. She likes the top of her head to be blonde and to show a little more blonde. So I'm gonna make the closure out of blonde hair, and I'm gonna end this right here with the dark hair. I'm not gonna completely wrap the dark hair around. I'm gonna leave enough space for the closure and a little extra. So at the end, I can finish wrapping the dark hair around the closure. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna start the closure. So you wanna take your piece of hair, start at one end, and glue along the track. Once you glue a little bit along the track, you just wanna fold it in. Dry it a little. I don't completely dry the glue just yet. I dry it just a little bit. And you want to keep repeating that. Just putting glue along the track and folding. Now you guys, this might get a little messy, but it's okay. You could just rub the glue off your fingers. It is very important that when you're folding, you keep it lined straight at the top. So make sure the top is always flat and your tracks are aligned straight. Keep applying glue, dry a little bit as you go, and fold. Now, the size you want to make the closure is typically up to you. I don't like making it too big. I don't recommend making it too big. So you just keep adding glue and folding, keep repeating these steps. When you're done gluing and folding the tracks and there's no more hair left to fold, you want to dry it completely. This is when you want to dry the glue completely. So I'm just going to show you what it should look like and how evenly the top should look like. Okay, so it's completely dry and done now. So I'm just going to take it and bring it up to the center just to measure and make sure it's the correct size and it's good enough for me. Alright, so at this point, if it's not the correct size, you can add more, but this one is the correct size, so I'm just going to go ahead and center it. I'm going to evenly distribute the hair all around and find the center of my closure. Now for this part, you will need a flat iron. So once you find the center of your closure, you're going to go in with your flat iron and you're going to press. You're going to press really hard. Now, I can't keep the flat iron on this hair for too long because this is blended hair. It's not 100% human. So you just want to press on it enough times with the flat iron to make it flat. This is why it was important to fold the tracks evenly so that when you press it, it can lay flat. If it's not folded evenly and the top is not flat, then the closure is going to sit up high and it's going to look like it's coming off. You don't want that. So I glued the center where the closure is going to sit. Okay, and I put the closure right on top. So this is why in the beginning I glued a piece of the net onto the wrapping paper, so that this part, when it's time to sew the closure down, I had net to sew the closure onto. You want to be careful and make sure you don't poke the customer's head. But just try to sew the closure down as much as you can. When I'm in the front on the glued part, I just sew the closure onto the glued track just to make sure it's holding on to something in the front. Even though it's already glued, I give it extra security. Extra security, you guys, extra security. So I just continue to sew the closure all around. So once I'm done securing the closure, I go back. I'm going to take the dark hair and complete it and glue it all the way around just to fill in the little empty spots that are left. The fact that this hair is curly is so much easier to make the closure blend. Okay, so I'm done gluing the hair. So my client likes her hair to fall a little more onto the right side. So this hair is very manageable. You could just scoop it or swoop it to how you want it to put it in place. As you can see, the closure is covered. I take a little bit hair from the other side and just cover it. Fold it over. You can use spritz to hold it in place or hairspray. So this is too long for her. So I just go in with my scissors and I cut off a little bit of the length. You definitely want to make sure when you cut the back that it's straight and you're evenly cutting all around. She likes the back and the left side to be a little shorter than the right side because she likes the right side to come down a little bit in front of her face. So you just want to pull the hair out and cut. I'm kind of cutting in like a 90-degree, you can say, kind of. That's the side she likes to keep longer. I finger comb her hair over to one side and I put a little bit of spritz. This helps keep her hair in place. So in the end of the video, I will show you guys pictures on how this look came out and also a couple other times that I did her hair. I hope you guys liked my video. Make sure you subscribe, you like, leave a comment, and reach out, you guys. I always leave all my information in the description box. So if you want to reach out to me, check any of my social media. I also have a website where I sell human hair bundles, wigs, eyelashes, hair accessories, cankalon braiding hair. Reach out, you guys. Don't be shy. I'm always available. Don't forget to subscribe to the Aza Beauty. Thank you for watching. Bye.